I came across a video recently claiming that African Americans and Afro-Caribbeans are not of African descent, but instead Native Americans, and that the slave trade was told in reverse. The claim was that we were not trafficked from Africa to the Americas, but instead that we were already in America and trafficked to Africa, and then shipped from Africa back to America. Yeah, it didn't make sense to me either. Within this video, they discuss Liberia as an example of this slave trade from America to Africa and claim this is proof, but that wasn't correct. So let's start from the beginning. In 1791, a revolution known as the Haitian Slave Revolt. Notice that instead of this being labeled as a revolution to overthrow the colonizers and slave masters, it was instead called a revolt. It was the most successful slave rebellion in history. This revolution secured black independence in Haiti and was the start of the end of the slave trade. I've heard many people claim that Europeans, such as Abraham Lincoln, were the reason that slavery was abolished. This is not the case at all. The Haitian Revolution triggered a wave of many revolutions across the Americas. The US, Spanish, and French governments had no choice but to end slavery. It was either that or death to the slave masters across the Americas. How does Liberia come into play with this? Well, in the early 1800s, the American government had a dilemma on their hands.
I really hate to interrupt this video, but this is just a little 60-second teaser. Now, if you want to watch the rest of this, then you'll need to click the link in the description below. Because if you haven't noticed by now, YouTube and I really don't have a good relationship. So all of my videos are on my website, ikyg.com, completely uncensored and unfiltered. You can't even leave comments under this YouTube version, but you can do all of that on my website. So go and watch the whole video. You won't be disappointed. And why not join my Patreon to have access to private live streams and early access content? There's also a video in the description that tells you why I'm not on YouTube anymore and what you get if you join my Patreon. But if you don't want to join my Patreon, then just click the link in the description to watch the rest of this video in full. Peace, love, and coconut oil. Hey man, that's racist.